two items from the Facebook to share. They're both from this housing site, where you're supposed to advertise if you got an apartment for rent. And
it's the only way to find apartments. Is you have to dust off Facebook and like go through 30 million notifications. Like, oh, that person died and it's their birthday. Like all that stuff.
and then they're still wanting to rent the apartment.
That would be so awesome if Facebook was like, bing! Carter Glasscock died last night.
On the eve of his birthday.
On the eve of his birthday, if Facebook gave you notifications for all the people who died.
Here's a picture of you and him from 5 years ago, right on his wall. This is a graveyard.
Carter Glasscock is dead, and it's your fault. Bing!
But it is the only way to find an apartment out here.
Well, and one of these I'm going to talk about is indeed a place to live. I'm not going to call it an apartment because it doesn't deserve that, but we'll get to that in a moment. This one I wanted to share because this is also on a housing group. It's supposed to be advertising apartments,
right?
And they are advertising a big box of empty Coke bottles.
Are they collectibles or for national championships?
Nope. They're just empty glass Coke bottles that this person is selling. It just says glass bottles for decorating and crafting. $2 each or $40 for all 24. So you can get
bottle?
24 8-ounce glass Coke bottles for $40.
Well, I am going to open up my own Cracker Barrel, so it's on the table.
Well, the thing is, I got on the old internet there. You can get 24 20-ounce bottles, glass.
Yeah, I was going to say, how much is it just a regular glass bottle of Coke? Like fucking 75 cents?
You could get 24 glass bottles with the Coke still in them. The ones that are being sold are empty with the Coke in them for $23.99.
$23.99.
So that's just a hair under $1 each.
That is some yard sale. No, these are special bottles.
These bottles had curses put on them, and people's souls are inside these bottles.
These here had lizard pee in them. That if you drink the lizard pee, it'll cure lupus.
Well, and I should say this person didn't just post this on one housing group. They posted it on 5 different housing groups. If you click their profile,
buddy, take the L.
It's so funny, and so and
as the kids say.
You got to get the word out there, okay?
I'm selling my recycling.
It's advertising. It's like, hey, I got something you want. You got something I want. Click, 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 click.
I just,
I wonder where I can find a bunch of bottles that are overpriced.
Just because I'm putting it out there, don't mean I'm some kind of moron. There's people dumb enough to buy these. I'm just out here making this money.
You just gotta you gotta stand in awe of the person with the chutzpah to look at a pile of garbage and go, I'm gonna make $40 on that garbage.
Hey man,
I mean,
P.T. Barnum once said,
some people got business sense.
That's
true.
Some
people don't have business sense. Most of my kinfolk tell me I got the best business sense anyone they ever met.
I'm the greatest business mind of my generation.
I made 1 million wishes on 1 million shooting stars to be great at business.
Finders Keepers on Amazon. Watch it, be it, live it. But
it is a way to live.
I just commented. I never do this, and I hate to undercut the original poster here, but I've got a good friend in the glass business.
Is it me?
I didn't even think about that. I just said, let's call him Vaughn. Vaughn is prepared to make a deal with everyone, and I'm willing to act as the intermediary between Vaughn and the rest of you, and we're going to offer you the chance to get 24 glass Coke bottles with the Coke still in them for $39.
Vaughn has a store, you see.
Yeah, Vaughn's got a glass store. I mean, they sell a bunch of other things at Vaughn's, but they definitely sell these. And I said, I'm cutting them a bargain here. I said, and also, if you give me $100, I'll get you 48 glass bottles of Coke. So I'm giving them a deal here.
I just want an all caps response like, you don't know how long I took to collect these bottles.
These bottles were in my mother's garage. They have sentimental value, and they are $2 each.
The other one I had to share, and like I said, this one actually is for a house, because that last one was so fucking stupid. It was great. But this one...
stupid if you don't buy it.
Oh, this one's incredible. I'm going to read the whole thing just because the way it unfurls into what I would call the point of the matter, not to do a pun there for what's to come. And all this like sounds pretty good until you get to the thing where you're like, what's the trick here? Yeah. All right, so this is in Los Angeles housing. Hello, I have a room for sublet in Highland Park, California. Rent is $700 a month plus $80 for utilities. There are 2 other female housemates. One of the housemates owns a very well-behaved medium-sized dog, and ideally we would have no other pets living there since there's already a dog here. It's like, okay, that sounds good. You will share a bath.
Spot's taken.
Yeah, the spot's taken for Spot. You will share a bathroom with one of our housemates. We have a laundry room, washer and dryer, and you're like, damn, dude, $700. This sounded good.
Only $80 for utilities.
Like,
That's
this
bananas.
is sounding like a pretty good deal for LA, right? Plenty of street parking, and then all of a sudden there's a what they call in poetry a volta, where everything suddenly changes. So yeah, plenty of street parking. The room is a triangle. Mm-hmm. It is. So is my bed. It's funny to say, but the ideal height for the bed is 5'8" and under.
How tall is this person? That's what I want to know.
It is a male, I believe, based on the Facebook pictures. So it's a short male person, and but yeah, the room is shaped like a triangle. It's funny to say, but the ideal height is 5'8". Note: some of my belongings will still be in the room underneath the bed. So not only is this room shaped like the bow of a ship, but also their shit is going to be in there the whole time. Yeah, so you can't.
I love the idea of subletting this.
And the picture is wild.
I'm not letting this go. Don't you worry about having to sign a lease. I would never give up my triangle room.
You might think that's an earthquake. It's just me getting my barbells in the middle of the night.
And I'll put this picture on our Twitter so people can see it. But I mean, it is exactly as nightmarish as you can imagine. And I was thinking when they first said like it's a triangle shaped room, I was thinking, oh, maybe the room was a square and they built a wall diagonally to turn it into 2 rooms. But no, not a right angle. It's an acute angle.
Right.
So they have built what looks like a little like wooden platform, and then I swear to God, they must have just gotten a big ass dog bed, and cut it diagonally down the middle to wedge it in there.
Cutting a mattress. I love that. I know what I am doing. I'm going to cut this mattress into a triangle. Go to Home Depot and be like, "Will you cut this for me?"
We have found that if someone places their head in the corner of the triangle, it fits securely. You can kick your feet about as much as you want. Your head will not move.
I just like the guy
You can't run as I grab my barbells and do my scream workout.
If you have like someone over, you have to do like feet to head, or they.
Yeah.
That's the way I go that way.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I just love the idea of a guy just being like, "Babe, I know you love Titanic. If you ever wondered what it'd be like to sleep at the front of the ship, it'd be fucking awesome."
Don't worry, we're still crotch to crotch, tip to tip. This is happening. So don't worry, we can still make that triangle, baby.
I'm the king of the world. So you're just shouting out the window.
I would be, as we've trying to sell our room and be like, you know what? Honest engine here. It's a small room. I wonder if they're embellishing the 5'8" thing. It's like, I'm going to be honest with you. It's probably more like 5'5".
Yeah,
you got to be like 5'5".
I'm going to be real honest with you. This is where my Doberman sleeps, and I'm just trying to clear rent, guys.
That's the only thing that makes sense. It's a bed for a large dog.
Well, doesn't the other picture from the apartment have a toilet in a corner as well?
Yeah. So I've gone crazy trying to analyze all the photos on this thing, trying to just do a schematic in my brain of what this house could possibly look like.
Right.
Because based on the pictures, it seems like they built a house and then it's just got a little point jetting out of it for no reason, which seems like against illegal building codes. I didn't know you could just be like, I'm going to build a triangle on the edge of this house. Like, that seems like it should be illegal.
Well, maybe
it's
like an apartment building that's a triangle.
But you should be shot for being an idiot and building a triangle-shaped building. I'm sorry. It's like...
What about the pyramids?
Are you against pyramids? Well, you got something against the country of Egypt?
Listen. When I'm dead, feel free to wrap me in gold and stick me in a triangle-shaped room. I don't care at that point. But while I'm alive, I'm going to need a rectangle at best. This is what I'm going to need.
It is probably more,
my room shape.
It's probably a completely different... you'd have to have your head against the point. You couldn't just be staring at the point. Like, you'd to have some semblance of
I just don't understand why he thinks he's going to sublet this, where it's just like...
I bet he will.
Yeah.
Where is the shame he should feel for
desperate
for
people in Los
such-
Angeles? No.
Such squalor.
Oh, yeah. No, he'll absolutely fill that out. I'm going to live there.
I mean, if you were like a gentleman and you were bringing home, a lady,
Yes.
and you walk into your room, here's my room, and like what? How does that even progress? Like, let's do this. How would you even have sex on that bed? It's not tall enough. Were you just slamming your heads into the corner every time, or you're like doing all these weird positions where it's like, no, we can only do doggy, but we still have to like fold our bodies.
That's like another stipulation, like no sex in the triangle room, by the way, just sleeping.
Yeah.
Then you have to leave at
I will
9.
not have you having sex on my doggy bed.
Yeah, we can't do it here, but the good news is I can move the bed and I have a shuffleboard court painted underneath, so we can play shuffleboard.
And there's a toilet in the room, right? There's a toilet.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I'm trying to get the schematics down in my brain, and there's a toilet situation, but it appears that their wall is kind of diagonal and comes to a slightly less dramatic point than the bed, because the bed comes to a real point, whereas the toilet comes to kind of a truncated point where it's flat.
It's like a half toilet where it kind of slides off and onto the floor.
Do you want to be comfortable while you shit or while you sleep? Answer this very honestly, because it's important.
You chose to move here. You chose to move here. I don't make the rules.
Did you move my barbells from under my triangle bed? I put them facing east.
The guy my friend of the show, Brent Schmidt, pointed out to me that the guy does have a single maraca in the room too. Not maracas, just a single maraca.
Okay. I mean, he's probably has that with the one hand. He's a drummer. This reeks of drummers.
Yeah.
This is a drummer's room, and he plays the maraca with one hand while he hits the cymbal with the other hand.
For some reason,
he's put his entire drum set in a Kia many times, and now he's like, I can put people in crawl spaces.
For some reason, just a singular maraca struck me as so sad. I was like, you need two at least.
Maybe the other maraca's under the bed.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah, that's one of his belongings that he will be keeping there as soon as you move on to the triangle.
The pro move is to take the two maracas in the same hand.
Oh, yes.
And then, do whatever else with the other hand.
Yeah.
Samba.
Or quit being a coward and get you a fucking egg shaker like me, huh?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Steely Dan cover band.
Found that on the ground.
Today. I haven't cleaned
this
it.
morning.
In this apartment or outside your apartment?
No,
'cause I don't want to be near anything that's found outside your apartment.
No, it wasn't in L.A. I found it in the gutter in Auburn, Alabama. One time walking home from the bar.
That's definitely been in someone's asshole.
Well, they were
sure.
They were and then you start hearing like,
yeah. Well, they were the most fun person on the planes, so take that. So in just a little bit, Carter and I are going to be speaking to the co-founder of my favorite band, the Drive-By Truckers, Mike Cooley. He's going to be coming on. We'll talk to him in just a minute. But I figured I would give old Uncle Joe here an update on the escalating gas shortage situation here, because when we started talking about the little hiccup in production of gas down south over a non-existent crisis, we kind of might have predicted on the show that people would be getting into shenanigans trying to hoard gasoline in their cars, and I got two stories.
Wrap
actually
it up in a paper bag.
Yeah.
I'm not huffing it. You're huffing it.
It's not huffing if you're just near it. I'm not trying to get high. I'm just getting blessed with a high. I'm blessed.
This first story is from Covington, Louisiana. St. Tammany Parish firefighters responded to the Residence Inn in Covington Thursday after someone smelled gas and called 911. It's like, okay, you did the right thing. Might be a gas leak. Firefighters traced the odor inside the hotel to a guest's room, and after an investigation, it was determined that a guest was storing 10 gallons of gasoline in their hotel room.
I mean, that's what's going to get them out of the hotel and into an apartment is when they flip this gas.
Right, yeah. It sells itself.
I got to flip this gas. This is my horse has finally come in. This is the deal that's going to get Daddy back in the house with Mommy. So just help Daddy get this gasoline. I'm going to flip it, and he'll turn everything around.
Baby, just one more night at the Residence Inn, and then it's straight to the big house for us.
Now, this is the good stuff. Put your face in there and smell it. Go and smell it. That's the good stuff. Your car gonna run good on that.
I hate that this has revealed the fact that like most people just don't think about what gasoline is. I think
or understand like how it works.
I really think that most people just do not.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in like whatever the fuck I find
indoors.
Yeah, indoors.
Store it in of doors, and
it's like, how do you think gas makes your car go vroom vroom?
Right.
How do you think that works?
It just drinks it. Like I drink milk, my car drinks gas.
It sips it, turns it into smoke. It's like, there's a combustion. You ever heard of a combustion engine?
Yeah. That's an internal combustion. What you're gonna have on your hands is an external combustion.
Right.
Yeah. The engine keeps that shit to itself. See, you and this Residence Inn are gonna go boom boom.
I feel like that's the disconnect between dumb and spectacularly dumb.
Yes.
Is where you're just like, I know gasoline is flammable. It's like, yes, but did you know the fumes are flammable?
Yeah, everything about it in its immediate vicinity.
I guess it's the whole thing of like, you're trying to convince the same people that like a disease can be airborne.
Right, 100%. Yes.
It's just air. I'm nothing killing me right now. I can't smell it.
Yeah, I mean, after this, we can say definitively that gas is the most mysterious state of matter to people. They just do not understand it fundamentally.
That was the theory behind the house fire that I had. Was there was lacquer fumes all in the house?
Oh, and one of the guys lit a cigarette,
and that he closed all the windows and he lit a cigarette.
Oof. Well, there's your first mistake. If you're closing all the windows to smoke a cigarette, don't get all that smell out. That good smell. I love smelling like shit. I want my whole life to smell like feet, piss, and smoke.
I want to smell like a DMV. I want to smell like it.
I want it to smell like frustration and missed child support payments.
When you see someone just hotboxing a cigarette,
it's the worst.
You gotta reach out. You're like, is everything okay?
What? Who hurt you? What happened?
Just crack the window.
Cigarette.
Why are you racing towards emphysema?
Cigarette on the interstate when you just like look over and a guy's having a cigarette in the car with the windows up. Fucking amazing. It's always something to
Especially if
see.
there's like a child in the back.
I haven't seen that
My
recently.
tears dried up so many years ago.
Hey, I was gonna
for so
say
many other different reasons.
Yeah, it's usually a lot of guys who are just like, got a lot of regrets about a lot of kids that I have.
They've been doing it for so long. The acrid smoke no longer burns them, so they're just like, existing in it.
This second one I've got. This is a police report. I'm just gonna read it as it was printed. This is from Pickens, South Carolina. Earlier this evening, a deputy with the Pickens County Sheriff's Office in a marked patrol unit observed a 2007 Pontiac G6 traveling on Jamison Road in Pickens. It was determined that this vehicle was displaying a South Carolina license plate that had been reported stolen. As the vehicle approached the intersection of Jamison Road and Wolf Creek Road, the deputy activated the vehicle's emergency lights in an attempt to conduct a traffic stop. The driver of the Pontiac instead turned left onto Wolf Creek and accelerated in an attempt to elude law enforcement. The deputy then activated his vehicle's sirens, but before the deputy could complete radio traffic with the communication center, the driver of the Pontiac lost control of the vehicle, leaving the roadway and completely flipping it over. The vehicle immediately burst into flames, and multiple explosions were heard inside the vehicle. As the deputy approached the vehicle, the driver, later identified as Jessica Patterson, exited the vehicle and was observed to be on fire. So,
very technical, clinical way of putting that.
Yeah, the deputy pushed Miss Patterson to the ground in order to put out the flame.
Be on fire? How do you appear to be on fire?
These are cops. These are cops talking, man.
You either are or you're not. You're not almost on fire.
It's a binary.
You just
it is.
Are or you're not. She appeared to be on fire.
That is totally cop talk.
Yeah, I observed the defendant. He appeared to be engulfed in flames, irreparably to the skin and also to the vital organs.
There's a comedian in Nashville named Brad Edwards who has a joke about cop talk, and it's just like you'd be like, "Hey, yeah, they went in there and got some ice cream,"
Yeah.
But he's like, if you hear a cop say it, it's like, on the hour of 3 p.m., I procured a Nutty Buddy.
Yeah, I tactically observed children eating mint chocolate chip.
Yeah, it's such a funny.
What had perspired was.
So she was observed to be on fire. The deputy pushed Miss Patterson to the ground in order to put out the flames. She was transported to the hospital by Pickens County EMT. Before leaving the scene, Miss Patterson told deputies that she was transporting several containers of fuel that she was hoarding in the trunk of the vehicle.
So did she think it was illegal to hoard gas gasoline, and that's why she sped off?
No, she was driving a stolen car. She stole a car.
She stole a car to
She stole a car to hoard gasoline and then exploded the stolen car with the gasoline.
I wonder if she stole the gas. Because she stole the gas. I mean, that's...
What if she paid for the gas, though? She was like, well, I got to be ethical. I got to pay for the gas
I think she should, to steal the gas, and then it's all found money.
Yeah, that's right.
How many people tried to siphon gas out of someone's car? Was there a rash of that going on?
He pushed her down to put the fire out. That's funny. I pushed her down and struck her with my baton to get the fire out.
I tried to smother the flames.
This was my fire extinguishing baton that I got.
I tried to smother the flames with bullets.
I beat the fire about the top, the bottom, and the midsection of her person. I beat the flames senselessly, but they did not stop.
As I tried to make the fire wet and moist with mace, it came back and exploded in my hand.
I soon found out that mace does not put fire out, but I continued to try just in case.
It's a psychoactive drug. It's psychoactive. So that's probably what it was was.
I used my cruiser's tires as I backed over the fire to put her out with my tires of the cruiser. It did not work, so I beat her about the head senselessly with my baton. The fire still did not go out, so I got the mace and sprayed it into her open wounds in a way to disinfect the fire. It did not work.
As I yelled to her, I said, "Cut it out now! Cut it out! Cut it out now!" There's nothing really.
I like how you said there. I observed multiple explosions from within the vehicle, and then I continued to walk towards the vehicle.
Right, yeah.
Right. It's let's see how this plays out.
Let's unpack that sentence, shall we?
Wait, so these are definitely the same people that hoarded all the toilet paper at the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
I tell you, a couple months from now, they're going to be hoarding those Coke bottles, making Molotov cocktails.
Yeah. Yeah, probably so.
Justice bottles.
Justice bottles.
This woke motherfucking culture trying to sound as a what, man? They're trying to silence me. So I got my collectibles national championship bottles from Bear Bryant, 1982, 1983, and I emptied them of Coke and I made them all Freedom cocktail. It's a Freedom cocktail, and I just flung it towards the woke individuals, and they caught on fire, and I felt guilty, so I tried to put the fire out with my car.
That's what Joe Rogan said. That if you 20, you don't need no gasoline.
Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? Obviously, you're mad. You're talking about Joe Rogan, put him up on Twitter. Obviously, you're mad. Why are you mad? Why are you mad? Why you cry? Why you sad? Why you sad? I'm so smart. I love listening to Joe Rogan. Sometimes when he talks, I put the speaker in my asshole so I can feel him. And I just put the asshole, and I put the speaker in my asshole, and then just go, oh, UFC. Oh, UFC. Oh, Monster Drink. Oh,
DMT.
DMT. Truth. Because I love the truth. Truth makes me horny. Joe Rogan makes me horny. I haven't seen my children in 3 months because I used to beat them. And then Joe said, don't do that anymore. And goddamn, I wish I was 5'7". I'm 5'5". I don't know if y'all knew that.
But I fit perfectly on the triangle bed. Say what you will about me, but I fit right in on the triangle bed.
It's my triangle bed. I'm going to leave my empty bottles under the bed. Don't touch my truth bottles. And
you can live here. It will be $780.
We already have a dog. You cannot bring your dog. I don't want your woke dog. Our dog barks at dangerous people. I'm sorry. I can't tell you what race the dangerous people are, but my dog barks at them. I'm sorry.
The media can't tell my dog who not to bark at.
Take you and your woke chihuahua or toy dog, me and my 200-pound mastiff, we like the truth.
Yeah.
And I like to play Joe Rogan, and I put the speaker in my asshole, I put it in my dog's asshole, and then we come together and go, truth, DMT.
Woke culture going to tell you, don't put no gas in your car. That's what woke culture going to tell you. They say don't put all the gas in your car, but don't smoke no cigarette because you can't have no fun. That's what they say.
They say don't set no crosses on fire. Don't hoard no gasoline. Don't yell at Asian people.
Don't storm the Capitol.
Don't storm the Capitol. I mean, honestly, I've been to the Capitol twice. One time I stormed it, and one time was on a school field trip. Guess what? It was the same damn thing each time. We didn't do nothing. I just took a shit on the desk. That's all I did. But guess what? I did that on the field trip too. Guess what? I love truth.
When is there going to be a comedy special for someone that's called Woke is a Joke?
Oh, Nick DiPaolo. Next Nick DiPaolo special. Yeah.
I fucking hate these goddamn monsters.
Oh, well, speaking of Monster, that's not Monster Energy drink. It's I went to a place that I rarely go to and found some bougie energy drink stuff for today.
Rarely.
I went to Gelson's.
Ew.
Yeah.
Why?
You know, hey, they
Why
have a
would
good
you
hot
do
bar.
that?
I had to pee, and I was in Los Feliz, and that's the
Great
place.
place to
Gelson's.
be.
Yeah.
Great
bathroom.
place to empty your body.
Yeah.
But not such a great place to empty your wallet.
Yeah, but you know,
I would like a single strawberry. That will be $1,000.
you're right. But I did wander.
But look over there. That's Colin Firth.
That's true. I did wander over into their energy drink section though after I got back from the restroom, and I found this one, goat fuel. And then, as if you didn't understand what they meant by that, they had to write on the can, "Greatest of all time," and you're like, "Yeah, we know what the
Right.
thing
So
is."
it's fueling you to be the greatest of all time.
The greatest of all time. So I love whatever like weird normie wrote this copy. GOAT stands for greatest of all time. And our proprietary blend of green tea and EGCG ginger, amino acids, and cordyceps mushrooms.
Cordyceps mushrooms?
Cordyceps mushrooms.
Cordyceps.
Are we about?
Is that how you say?
I have no idea.
I don't know. It says.
Are we about to trip balls? Is that what's
I don't
happening?
know. So just that goat fuel provides clean energy. It keeps you going on your path to achieving greatness.
There was a time before you could cancel people, and the world ran on goat piss.
Yeah, the world ran on cordyceps mushrooms. You see, in my day, I would whittle and eat cordyceps mushrooms, and I had the best brain in the county.
I had a fine business brain.
I had the greatest brain.
People close to me, kinfolk friends, they always told me I got the best business sense anybody they ever met. I'm running for president. I'm a stand-up comedian. I do blue comedy.
But yeah, this one is the flavor. Aside from cordyceps mushrooms, this is a blueberry lemonade.
Blueberry.
Blueberry.
Alrighty.
He's always sound like an oil drum being.
I mean,
Puncture.
let's be honest. It's probably what it used to
Ooh,
be.
it's red.
It's actually the color of blueberries, surprisingly.
Oh, it looks a little.
I mean, it's kind of what you would expect the
It looks
blueberries
a
to look
little
like.
redder than blueberries. I see red.
There we go. There you
got
go,
a
Carter.
Looks like
Give this a try.
this is like rosé if you were in hell.
Oh boy.
It's just like a. It's like a
It's
melted.
not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. It's better than most of the shit you've
You like that
fucking
one?
It
foisted on
doesn't.
me.
It doesn't smell like farts, which wins points immediately. But
It's
It
not
has this-
really carbonated though either.
It still has the standard saccharin coat your teeth nastiness.
yeah.
it is like it tastes like a melted.
If
Sour
anybody in
Patch
America listens to this podcast and has access to the energy drink consortium of America, get some other weird sugary shit that doesn't taste awful. It coats your mouth, your teeth. It's not actual sugar, and it just makes me want to vomit.
Joe, that's not the aspartame. That's the cordyceps mushrooms.
I think that's what's making me feel strong as fuck, to be honest.
I've got my brain does feel amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm probably the greatest of all time at this moment.
Yeah.
I like that they tell you several times what goat means.
Well, I think they want to steer clear of people thinking it's like a goat product.
I made a brain fusion tincture out of goat's milk. Does it taste a little cheesy? Maybe.
I mean,
You just ignore the chunks. In fact, it's called ignore the chunks.
the greatest of all time have been known to drink candy juice, and that's what this is. It's candy juice. It tastes like candy.
That's a great point. Muhammad Ali. He was constantly drinking
He'd melt
candy
Jolly
juice.
Ranchers, and then he would drink it, and then he'd go out and he'd beat the shit out of people and win championships.
It's true. What was the Marshawn Lynch was all about the was it Starburst or Skittles?
Skittles, yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was a
really?
Skittles, man. Yeah.
Well, that's like a thing with like athletes because, Cam Newton had his Cam juice, which was just straight up like Kool-Aid and like 2 ounces of water. Like there was this thing where
I call it cam juice. What is it? Kool-Aid.
It's Kool-Aid and Red Bull, which was adapted from Go-Go Juice from Honey Boo Boo, because all the children.
Wasn't that just Mountain Dew?
No, it was Red Bull and Kool-Aid mixed together, and they would feed it to the kids so they would be energetic on stage. It's not child abuse.
That's the most psychotic thing I've ever heard in my entire. No wonder that little girl acted like an insane person. They pumped her full of madness.
Oh, that was like a whole famous scene where she's like, "I love my Go-Go Juice," and it just shows her spinning like the Tasmanian devil. And you're like, this is not. Actually, shout out to our friends at the Apocalypse and Review podcast. I just did a double feature with them about Deep Impact and Armageddon. That's out now. You can listen to it.
Which did you prefer?
Oh God, Armageddon by a mile. Deep Impact sucks, dude.
I think I like Deep Impact.
No, you don't.
Better.
Let me tell you.
I do.
Let me tell you what happens. I have a theory. Most people have seen each of those movies exactly once, and that was in the summer of 1998. Most people saw Deep Impact, and they were just like, huh, okay, and it didn't have that much of an effect on them. Then Armageddon came out later in the summer. Everybody saw Armageddon, and it was so ridiculous and schmaltzy and stupid that people retroactively went back and decided that Deep Impact was a better movie. Having seen both of them back to back, 100% it's not. Deep Impact is bad, and Armageddon is dumb but really fun. Deep Impact is bad and boring.
I mean, I think it's also because the soundtrack to Armageddon was so ubiquitous that summer that I think there's a lot of us who are just like, no, fuck everything.
Yeah, no, I didn't care for it when it came out, honestly.
As my friend once said, there are good movies and there are boring movies.
Yeah. Michelle from the podcast, she's the one who always brings in the trivia, and one of the pieces of trivia was that at some point Ben Affleck gets on camera and starts talking. Michael Bay goes, "Cut. Can we do something about his teeth? They look like baby teeth." And so Ben Affleck's teeth were not masculine enough for Armageddon, and so Michael Bay got him what they call in the child pageant world flippers, which are big fake teeth that they put on children in beauty pageants to make them look like they have the teeth of an adult. They put those on.
I heard that's why J-Lo left him the first time. She was like, I can't be with somebody who has tiny teeth.
And now he's got these big fucking giant woodchuck teeth.
I mean, I think
George Washington-esque.
bigger. Yeah. Like in Rat Race with John Cleese, where his like one stipulation was, I'm going to bring my own teeth. And then the director's like, I'm just going to not let him do that. And then he shows up with giant teeth, and it's like, perfection.
Yeah, fantastic.
Well, I got to say, though, Deep Impact, this is a weird take. I've never seen Armageddon.
Yeah, what? Oh, what?
I've never seen Armageddon.
No, man. No, you were wrong. You were wrong.
Let me explain why.
I should say Joe was wrong. You're not. I mean, you should watch it.
Is awful. It's
so good.
Awful.
I saw Deep Impact, and it scared me so much as a child that I was like...
You didn't see Armageddon?
I was terrified of asteroids colliding with Earth for like years.
Yeah?
Bullies would follow me and go, asteroids coming. What
would you be like, no, stop it.
I'm like, shut up, it's not true.
Oh, no.
Swear to God. Painful memory.
Oh, my God.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard anyone be bullied over.
Yeah. And I've never seen Armageddon. Still, I mean, I don't think I would have a flashback. No, I would watch it now.
I mean, it's really dumb. To me, it was so dumb, I just hated it. I was mad.
It's so entertaining. Check out Apocalypse and Review. I talked about it for 2 goddamn hours, and at the time when I saw it, I was just like, they're kissing, gruff. And now I watch it, I'm like, oh, Michael Bay is the most insane man of all time, and it works. It's like you gave a crazy person the biggest budget, the biggest budget of any movie, I think, up until that point.
Well, aren't all his movies big budget, just clusterfucks?
No, not necessarily.
By and large.
Yeah, I mean they're all entertaining though. Is always my point. It's like
it's a popcorn movie where
you're my point with that podcast was like Deep Impact was a badly written movie that was badly directed and badly acted. They stepped up to the plate, they took their swing, and it is a big fucking dud. Whereas Armageddon, everything about it is dumb as hell, but at no point are you not being entertained. Like it's like it's the host of the show, Tom from Apocalypse and Review. We were talking about it over Twitter today, and he was like, it's basically the difference between these two pictures. And he had this picture, it was just like of a very sad looking dog that was painted, and then it was all the dogs playing poker. And I was like, that's it exactly. One of them is the sad dog, and then Armageddon is the dogs playing poker. They're both pictures of a dog, but one is way more fun.
Right. And he's handing the other card off with his little paw underneath the table.
Yeah, it's just fun.
It's fun.
Cheating's never fun.
Well, you should tell that to Brenda.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Just kidding. I don't know a Brenda.
So, look who it is, Brenda. Calling again, I say.
I got the Medicare telemarketer today who was trying to add me on to, Medicare parts A and B, and I just kept being like... Did
you get one on the line? Did you get one on...
Oh, man, we talked for so long. That's my new favorite is the Medicare guy, because he asked me his name, and I said, I was like, it did what I would normally do. I'm like, it's Waylon Jennings. And he goes, can you spell that? And I was like... W is for WWE, A as in anteater, Y as in why are you talking to me like that? And I kept throwing in things like that. And at no point did they stop me when I was being increasingly ridiculous with my, blank as in examples. But I spelled the whole goddamn thing. I was like, what was it like? J as in jousting, E as in e-cigarette, N as in not gonna take it anymore. I was doing that shit.
Comma as in, hey y'all, my name's Waylon Jennings. Space. What y'all doing? What y'all up to?
And they just kept going. And the guy kept asking me, he was like, well, with this extension in Medicare, we can offer you transportation. I was like, I have transportation. It's a bus. And they were like,
I can't walk because I lost both my legs in the war. Not that war, the war of my neighborhood in 1997. Steve is an asshole.
The war on drugs.
No, I was like, it's a bus. I was like, I painted the bus myself. I try to get people on the bus, but sometimes people don't want to get on the bus. You know what I'm saying? And the guy was like, yes, sir. So anyway, this will cover you. I was just like, it's a great bus. It runs well. It probably shouldn't. It's old. It's an old bus. People sometimes don't want to get on the bus because
Would you like to get on my bus? You should come on my bus.
An old bus.
We should finish this talk on my bus.
And I finally got him to hang up on me by saying I am a vessel of God and people need to follow me. And that was and then he finally got it. That I was
okay.
But we got all the way to the point where I told him I was a living God before he hung up on me. So.
I think that's either you do it that way where you just completely go off the rails, or just start talking to them like they're your ex-wife.
What happened to us?
What happened to us? Why did you stop loving me?
I was never the best customer, but you were never the best provider. Now I tried. Lord, I tried to pay my bills on time, but the debt keeps back. You don't understand.
So I like to gamble. So what?
I have to drink every now and again. Sure, I'm drunk now.
They make the booze. Will you want me to just let them throw it out? That's wasteful. Were you wasteful? You're no Christian.
What was that? It's Waylon Jennings.
Yeah. It's Waylon Jennings.
Waylon Jennings. Is that Waylon or Waylon?
W is in way too fucked up. A is in, hey, why are you looking at me?
A is an asshole. Y is in, you know what I'm talking about.
Y is in E2 Mama Tambien.
L is in the Limey starring Terrence Stamp, the 1999 Steven Soderbergh sleeper hit.
O is in, oh my God, what have I done to my life?
N is in Never Not Funny, Jimmy Pardo's podcast. Alternative comedian Jimmy Pardo's podcast.
J is in Jammin' Jim. Just the jamming part, not the Jim, as a G.
That was a G, but it was the best birthday I ever had.
E as in enough with all the popcorn. Like, what?
I'm gonna. That's my new thing. Every telemarketer I talk to, that's my new thing. Is I'm gonna spell out my name in a crazy way.
Make them work for it.
Oh yeah.
They can't be like not enjoying the brief respite from their hellish job. Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
I say that, but maybe they're.
Well, speaking of hellish jobs, did everybody see the Edward order at Starbucks that came out a couple weeks ago?
No.
So a guy posted this on his Twitter, and it said, reason number one, 1,925. I can't wait to quit this job. And it was a picture of, how they stick the order on the side of the Starbucks cup of all the shit that people order.
I think you can do that for a major corporation too. You're like, fuck this job. Like, you can't do it for like a small business because they're like going to find,
because you have like 3 employees and be like, so who posted the receipt? You're just like, wasn't me.
Well, someone named
my tweets are my own.
Someone named Edward came in and this was their order. It is a venti caramel crunch frappuccino with 5 bananas in it.
God damn.
5
bananas. A kind of whipped cream.
Did you know potassium is highly explosive? I'm going to eat so many bananas, I'm going to turn myself into a bomb, and I will show you Los Angeles.
Do you have a vanilla stir cookie stick?
Prince Edward requests bananas.
This coffee is not a coffee. It's just a giant cake.
Oh, it's
a treat.
I haven't
ice cream cake.
It's so much crazier than you even know. Okay, so 5 bananas, extra caramel drizzle, extra whipped cream.
Is this like a Fat Sal's big fat, just like I love dessert,
it's a fucking
fat?
ice cream sundae.
Yeah.
There is no coffee in this.
That's not even all. Extra ice, extra cinnamon Dole top, which I think is the cinnamon roll topping they've got.
Yeah.
7 pumps of extra caramel sauce.
I will know if you only do 6. If you do 6 or 8, I will be able to tell, and you will make this all over again, and I will talk to the manager. I know. And don't do half pumps, do the full pumps. I want full extension of the pump, all the way down, all the way up. That is 1 pump. 7.
So saith Edward. So saith Edward.
I want to hear the note. I'll hear you go, with each pump. Yeah, go. Every other pump you go, and then every first pump you go, So I want to hear, and then
do it for $7.50 an hour.
I know there's a line behind me. I'm aware there's a line behind me. I'm a supervisor. I'm a supervisor at a toothpaste factory. You don't think I don't need to be up?
By the way, I'm only halfway down the list of things.
Oh, Jesus, sorry.
So 2
quarts of your own fluid.
I got the 7 pumps, extra caramel crunch, 1 pump of honey, extra salted something. I think this must be like a salted caramel something.
This dude loves caramel.
5 pumps of frappuccino roasted coffee, which I think that's just the coffee flavoring. I don't even think that's actual coffee.
How do you do a pump of coffee?
I think
is it just the cappuccino they have made and they just pump it in later? Or something?
I don't know. So we have add frappuccino chips, which I don't know what the hell that means. I guess that's like
tortilla chips.
I want a whole bag of Doritos crushed up and put into my coffee.
Puree, not crunch. Don't do it with your little hands.
Do you want coffee in there? God, no. I want potato chips.
Gangway, man with an important coffee order coming through.
I don't know what frap chips are, but they wanted 7 of them in there. So it's 7.
Is the lucky. This person is obsessed with the number 7.
7 additional servings.
Traumatic brain injury, and what he became obsessed with is 7.
7. Yeah, that's the sequel to the number 23. Jim Carrey. It's like, all right, I want to, I keep seeing 7s everywhere. I need them all in my coffee. So yeah, 7 frap chips.
7 tears. 7 beers. 7 beers, and then I want 7 tears. I want your tears. I've seen you in here before. I want your tears.
When you were done, I wish to hear 7 cheers.
Yeah.
Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. Do 7 flips.
Standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona with 7 women on my mind. So, in addition to all of that, heavy cream.
You can't forget the cream.
But they already did extra whipped cream, and now they're like, we just...
What kind of fucking bathtub is this being made? I just imagine it's all like flowing over the top.
It's just like
it's all over the top.
I know this is going to overflow, but it does not affect the taste. I want you to put a big cup inside an even bigger cup, and it's going to overflow, but by the time you do all the pumps, the inner cup is going to float. And that's when you know you're done, as the inner coat floats up, and it's a float within a float.
See, I just like the guy who's requesting heavy cream and whipped cream, because he's like, well, as you all know, the whipped cream kind of slows me down a little bit when I'm drinking this nightmare. So I like the heavy cream, so I'm not getting shortchanged on the cream, having to suck it through a straw and do do exercise in my mouth.
There's no goddamn coffee in this. The most furious, the thing that pisses me off when I'm in line at Starbucks is not the people who are like going slow or on their phone or whatever. It's the people who like have a itemized order,
right?
And then you sit through the whole thing and there's no coffee in it. Like, this is a milkshake, a very bad milkshake. You want ice cream? Yeah, it's like fuck off.
It's 9 a.m. and you're getting a milkshake.
This is coffee. We're here for coffee because we want coffee, and you are here for vanilla iced frapped blah 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 ice cream. You want ice cream, but you just don't want to eat ice cream at 9 a.m. because you don't want to be that person.
I mean, I like to get a venti cold brew and put 7 bananas in it.
7 bananas, because he's
whole bananas.
5 bananas. I didn't even know you could add bananas.
They have bananas there?
7 bananas. He's like,
I bought
one time in 7th grade, I got a cramp in my calf. Never again. Never again.
I know they sell bananas there just loose that you can buy for your breakfast and shit, but I didn't know you could just put them in the coffee. That seems like
do not peel them. Put the bushel in there.
The skins are the best part.
Put the banana in my coffee. Sir, we don't do that. You do now.
You do what Edward says.
There's a new sheriff in town.
His name's Edward, and he eats 7 bananas every morning.
All the excess, all the detritus. I want you to shovel it off onto the top.
Okay, for the last thing, I want you to get a rag and wash all the counters, and then squeeze the rag into the coffee.
I want 7 cans of 7-Up.
I also really like fish, so I want 3 California rolls thrown in there as well.
I also want it sitting on top of 7 copies of the Lucky Number 11 movie.
And then while you're making this,
can we get Jason Bateman in here to actually stir the?
I want you to
drink.
play the movie 7 with the volume all the way up, and I want the speaker next to the coffee because the vibrations from the movie 7 makes my coffee taste better because of the way Brad Pitt screams. It just makes the coffee pop.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Extra caramel drip.
Flavor Town is in the box.
Whip, extra ice, honey blend, 8 bananas.
So this person ordered.
Yeah, so they ordered all that shit. The details that I love. First of all, this was ordered at 6:45 p.m.
I mean, this is a dinner coffee.
I'm like, get fucking dinner. What is wrong with you? Just get a dinner.
Oh, this is dinner.
That's crazy. Also, all of that shit I mentioned, double blended.
I mean, if you got 7 bananas in there, you're going to have to double blend it. Otherwise, it's going to be Chunk City.
Yeah.
This is going to be like, it's going to have the consistency of vomit. Is what?
Yeah.
Does he not have teeth? Edward is missing teeth, and the only way he can get his.
Oh, it looks bad. It looks.
Daily.
Oh, you have a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Of Edward?
No, it's just a picture.
That's kind of what I want to see more.
It's just a picture of the order and stuff like that.
I would be
with all the crazy shit.
You should be ashamed.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, well,
and how big is the cup? 7 bananas?
That's a cry for help, is what that is.
Well, so we have
It's
an
a bucket. It's my Starbucks bucket. I made it myself. Don't you love it?
Well, so we have an update as far as that goes. So the 31
He is dead now.
he's dead. The 31-year-old California resident who declined to give his last name has identified himself as the customer behind the now viral 13-ingredient Starbucks order. Former barista Josie Morales tweeted a photo of the $14 drink. And it's
how is it only $14? It's 7 bananas.
You should have to pay $100 if I'm working at Starbucks and I'm making this will cost you $100.
If we're working at Starbucks, let's be honest, it's going to have all of that and an extra secret ingredient that rhymes with something that rhymes with spit. I'm going to spit in it. I'm not going to.
It rhymes with shit.
Yeah, it rhymes with shit.
But you're getting lucky because it's not going to be that.
It's going to be.
Although you could easily get away with that because it looks like shit.
Yeah. So So the $14 drink and its extensive modification label earlier this month. He tweeted the caption on today's episode of Why I Want to Quit My Job. The post, which garnered hundreds of thousands of likes, ultimately led to Morales' termination from Starbucks because they determined it was a violation of their social media policy. However, Edward says that he doesn't intend to stop ordering the specialty drink.
Of course not. Pieces of shit never stop being pieces of shit. I don't intend to not make everyone's life terrible because I can't possibly be inconvenienced for more than 3 seconds of my life.
Yeah. The entire internet told me I was a fucking dickhead, and I'm
just going to double down because that's what I do. I'm just going to double this.
You can't cancel me.
I hate this guy.
You can't cancel Edward.
I need a personal shopper when I go to Trader Joe's because I hate everything here, but I want you to know I hate everything here. So as you put it in the cart, I'm going to say I hate that.
So this is the quote from Edward. Quote, I don't see a reason why I wouldn't order a drink like this again. I just ordered another drink like it yesterday.
We got to track this guy down.
I don't want necessarily someone to kick him in the balls, but were he to injure his balls grievously, that would be very funny.
Right.
I would love it if he just...
I think you should want that because he is out here saying, I recognize what I'm doing is socially inappropriate, a dick move, and just absolutely... just beyond absurd to the point of, am I doing a bit because I want to be a monster? No, I'm just a piece of shit who probably fell down and hurt my head one time.
Well,
to be fair, I'm sure it's just like he's it's a very sad epidemic around. He's probably a coffee addict.
Well,
there's no coffee in the drink.
No.
He's a banana addict.
He's a banana addict.
He's a nannerhead.
Yeah.
Food
addict.
And this is just the most predictable result for anything like this. The order has since ignited a TikTok trend that encourages Starbucks customers to order increasingly elaborate drinks. So people on TikTok are just trying to outdo Edward now,
and
it's
horrible.
Awful.
Yes, it's horrible
because it's like it is removed from it. The lesson here is just they make the shit for home. You can get cold brewed and just bring it home.
You just drink it home.
But because it is funny to see someone our age be like, "What in the shit in the burger?"
Right.
Someone's ordering like an entire cake you could pop out of an ice
It's fucking
cream.
shitty to the people who work there. The district manager who fired the kid for taking the pictures, not helping the customers.
Right,
You're just shitting on some poor guy's or lady's life or whatever.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So those.
I think the lesson here is all the kids on TikTok are fucking monsters.
Well, and Starbucks too, because so though some employees may find this annoying, the company's higher up said it's all part of the Starbucks experience. Quote, customizing beverages at Starbucks and our baristas' expertise in helping customers find and craft the right beverage has always and will always be the heart of the Starbucks experience. And it's like, this is not a beverage now.
Well, I think you can shorten that statement down to Starbucks. Our customers are shitheads, and we like it that way.
Yeah, they're talking about us, so that's good.
Yeah, Starbucks would work at any other country but America.
Dude, do you know how much more Starbucks would sell if they told Edward to go fuck himself? Like, if Howard Schultz was just
People would stand up and applaud for the guy who's at the end of him was like, no.
Right, yeah. Just no, sir. This is no longer a drink. This is a fucking this is a chocolate sundae.
I shall take my business elsewhere. Are you going to make that shit at home?
Make it at home, please. I beg of you, Edward.
Let's be honest, Edward. You can't stand up long enough to make that yourself. This is a giant fat person's drink, and I hate you. And there's no possible way, Edward. His hands are going to be so fat. He does not have the dexterity to grab bananas.
This is from a Starbucks spokesman. They said this to Fox News via email. Quote, there are many ways for customers to modify their favorite beverages at Starbucks, and most customizations are reasonable requests from customers. I'm like, yeah, but this is not reasonable.
This is like either the worst Jackass sketch or the guy's just genuinely a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Also, this is just when you have no boundaries. Like, you have to set some sort of boundaries for...
he's going to be talking to you the whole time.
Yeah. and by the way, the kid who tweeted the picture, the employee, did get fired. And this is Edward's quote. He said, I found Josie on Instagram and I reached out to make sure he didn't get into any trouble for posting it. I wanted to let him know that he didn't do anything wrong. It's like, we know he didn't do anything wrong.
We're all aware you're at fault here, Edward.
You are the shithead here. So he says...
When people have have a bunch of eyes on them, they speak as if they've been public figures their entire
life. Right.
The great Edward said to the little people.
You know what I'm just realizing? A banana itself is 100 calories.
Yeah. So this is
all that sugar and shit. This has got to be at least 100 grams of fat and
fucking cream.
At least 2,000 calories. This
is like 3 days worth of calories.
This is like 3 days worth of fat and calories this motherfucker does once a day, every day.
Yeah, the last quote here. It's definitely an order that people could find funny. This is Edward. It's definitely an order that people could find funny.
Could.
But I think it's fine to keep ordering these specialty drinks from Starbucks. As long as you take care of the people who make the drinks and give them a nice tip, then everyone should be happy. I'm like, you are holding up the whole goddamn restaurant. That's not the point.
And you got someone fired.
Yeah, you got someone fired. If you're so if this thing is $14 and you hand me $100, okay, Edward.
Yeah, but what about
it needs
all,
to be
the
100
20 people you just made late to work?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, it is at 6:45. I'll cut him that bit. At least he came in at a weird time to do it, but at the same time, you're just like, you are fucking up the whole line.
I mean, I kind of understand why Starbucks is this way, because they got to be used to it. Because I go to Starbucks, but let's be honest, I feel like most Starbucks customers are shitheads.
Well, not just that, but it's like Starbucks is not a place that it is just a place that you go to for convenience. It's not.
Yeah, it's not like there's no one alive who's like, it's the best tasting.
That's my favorite thing.
It's always weird when people try to develop like a shorthand with like their barista. It's like, come on, we know me. We're friends.
Give me a half frap and a fucking. They got
my order. I saw this one guy off of Sunset. He was at a Starbucks, and I was just trying to get something really quick, and he was just like, come on, you know my order. Tell me my order. You know my order. And I was like, dude, they don't know your fucking order. And he was like, I swear, like, no. I come here all the time. Tell me my fucking order. It's just like, what? You're a fucking jackass, man. Like, it's like a coffee dispensary. It's not like a bar.
We're not part of a club. This isn't like some kind of like membership thing we're all a part of. We're just like, oh, Carter's here, River's here, the whole gang's here.
Yeah.
It's not like a fucking pizza party and like, what the fuck?
They should do it how they do timeshares. If you really want to have like a hyper specialized drink at Starbucks, they should be like, we'll do that for you, but you have to set up an appointment, and it's going to be at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, like how J-Lo shops for clothes at Hermes. Like, you have to call us. We're going to shut the whole store down.
I mean, it's fucking wild. There's a Starbucks by my house that's open till midnight, and you would think, why would you do that? Oh, because there's a line to the street even at midnight. Who the fuck drinks coffee at like 11 p.m.?
I don't know who would do that. That's crazy.
So you do that?
Yeah, I do, but only if I'm at Norm's.
Yeah.
Got to be at a place where everybody knows my name.
That's right.
Norm's legend over here.
Norm's is fucking good.
Norm's is good.
We should go to Norm's right now.
I shouldn't have eaten dinner.
You fucked up. We're going to Norm's now. You have to watch us eat.
All right. Well, I'll watch.
So any minute now, we're going to be hearing from Mike Cooley from the Drive-By Truckers. We'll talk to Mike, and then we'll come back with our jam of the day. And, I think my phone's ringing. Calling in now from the Yellowhammer State, he is the co-founding member of my favorite band, the Drive-By Truckers, who are celebrating their 25th anniversary coming up like later this month. And we're so thrilled to have him here. It's Mike Cooley. How's it going, Mike?
I'm good. I thought we passed 25 a few years ago.
Oh, did you?
You're probably right. I'm terrible at keeping up with this stuff.
No, well, I got an email from y'all today because I've been on that mailing list since 2004, so I still get them.
I usually am wrong about these things, so go ahead.
So, I mean, we want to start out talking about the event that's coming up this weekend. Our friends at the Valley Labor Report podcast, along with the UMWA and all the good folks that are striking up there in Brookwood at the mine, they are having an event this weekend with you headlining, as well as our friend Lee Baines III, who I think we're going to be talking to tomorrow, actually, and
cool.
Couple of comedian friends of ours who've been on the show before, DJ Lewis and also Drew Morgan. And so, this it just seems like such a cool event. I was going to ask like how you kind of got involved with the Valley Labor Report folks.
Well, Lee Baines actually reached out to me. He was already involved with it and wanted to get somebody else local, and I was honored. They thought of me. I think I was like one of the first names that came up. So,
that's perfect.
I was honored, and it sounds like a blast. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was going to ask how many protests have you played like this, if any?
Gosh, honestly, I don't know if I've ever played a protest.
You never popped up on the little webcam at Occupy Wall Street?
I've played in protest.
Oh, sure.
This is definitely the first union rally that I can think of.
I think it's very cool, and
it is.
And I should say I just got done listening to the new OK. I've had it on my to-do list for a while now, and I just wanted to say it's fantastic.
It's still on my list.
Oh,
one day I'm going to sit down and listen to this record all the way through. I've said that like 17 times now. I don't know. However many there are.
How do you feel about listening to like DVTs or just your own stuff in general?
I don't unless we're going to play something we haven't played in a long time, or I can't remember the words right before a show or a sound check, and I'll pull it up on a streaming service and listen to enough of it to get it back in my head. But no, I don't listen to my own stuff. I actually listen to I listen to the stuff we were on, like the Booker T record we did, Booker T. Jones record. Yeah. That's one of my that and Betty LaVette are the only things I'm on that I actually listen to.
I was working at the college radio station at Auburn when that record came out, and I just remember seeing it was like Booker T and Drive-By Truckers are doing Hey Ya by Outkast. I think these are my These are my three favorite things coming together in a way that I was like, I didn't know they were making an album for me, but that's great. I'm so happy it's here.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that. I've actually heard that version on NPR like a few times. I think they use it in the morning pretty often as a segue. And it always catches me off guard. I'm going, oh, wait. Oh, that's not cool. Yeah.
NPR is weirdly all about DBT. I remember hearing, I was delivering pizzas in like 2007 or something like that and listened to that show Marketplace, and they played the Buford stick as an interstitial.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Wow, okay.
Stuff like that. If I hear something like that, because we don't play it. We haven't played it in years.
Right.
That's one I would have to, give a couple of listens if we were going to do it again. But sometimes an entire song might play and I may not recognize it at all. My wife's going, "Did you not pick up?" No, I didn't.
Yeah, y'all.
Well, I guess with a catalog as vast as y'all, you might.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of songs we don't really play that much that I do forget about.
Yeah, I think
because I'm not one of my playlists.
What is on your playlist? I think that'd be.
I don't have one.
No,
I don't have one. No.
I
don't do those. I don't even know how to do that. It's one of those things I haven't asked my kids yet.
Oh, okay. Well, what's in the CD binder? What do you throw on? I
don't have one of those either.
No. Don't listen. So is that the key to being a great songwriter? You're just not listening to anything. Just kind of coming through.
You don't pay much attention to it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, my friend Caroline wanted me to mention to you that she was very sad. Apparently, y'all played a show in Mobile probably 10 years ago, and everybody in the band went to karaoke afterwards, and she apparently missed out on that. I don't know if you're in the everyone category.
I was not at karaoke in Mobile.
Okay.
I've done karaoke and seldomly enough that I remember every single time.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I was going to ask. What's
that could have been that. Yeah, I remember we had a night off there once, and I came home. I drove to Birmingham and spent the night at my house, and then drove back the next day. So I wonder if it could have been on the night off when everybody went out.
Maybe,
but they didn't mention karaoke.
Okay. Well, you say you can remember the few times. What's the go-to Mike Cooley karaoke jam?
Oh, Amsterdam.
Oh, okay.
I think I did Behind Closed Doors, which I covered on my live solo record too.
I just listened to that record, by the way. The Fool on Every Corner is fantastic.
Yeah, that's been a while.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that was my karaoke song in Amsterdam.
Oh man, I would. God, I'd kill to see that. That's
not a great performance. I think they gave me a cassette copy of it. That's how long ago it was.
That's a full benefits karaoke bar. They give you a copy of your performance.
The Dutch are thorough.
Wow.
They're a thorough people.
Speaking of never needing to hear your stuff again, do not play me any karaoke performance I've ever been involved with, ever.
Oh, no. That's a little too thorough.
I like the idea that they would cut the crowd noise out too, so you could hear yourself kind of making the drums in the air tonight. Oh man. Sorry, go for it.
Well, no, I was just curious to ask. So, I think it's pretty obvious me and Rivers are pretty big fans. And I, got on from Southern rock opera on and then kind of went backwards and went forwards. And so you guys have been a band for 25 years. How long were you playing in bands before you joined Drive-By Truckers?
Oh, 10 or 15, maybe.
10 or 15. Were you playing around Birmingham or were you like playing around Atlanta?
Some, yeah. In the 80s, actually the band Patterson and I had in the 80s played the Nick on Monday night.
Dude.
About
have you been to
3 times a year, maybe
3 times a year? Have you been to the Nick recently?
Not. I did a little fundraiser show for them last fall.
Yeah.
Out in the parking lot, but I haven't been back since.
As far as I can remember, they still, the Nick is the Nick. They have that great.
Oh yeah.
But they have the best sound system. As I in Birmingham, I remember just being like struck in that they have a great sound system.
That's the room itself actually, for what it actually sounds pretty good. It's one of the best sounding rooms in Birmingham.
Like you wouldn't think it when it's like right.
No, you
bridge.
wouldn't. You really wouldn't. I mean, but yeah, it's the room itself and the with the right PA actually sounds really good in there.
I actually have a very wildly specific question about Adam's House Cat, because Adam's House Cat was the previous band that you mentioned before Drive-By Truckers, and y'all released the one album that you did called Town Burned Down. I think like 2 years ago, and it's incredible. I've tried to tell all my like kind of punk rock friends that are maybe not they like the more hardcore stuff. I'm like, Southern Fried Replacements, you gotta hear it rules. But my question I had, we actually went to the premiere of your documentary The Secret to a Happy Ending when it came out, and they were talking about Adam's House Cat, and they showed this picture of you on stage playing a trombone.
Yeah, that was Drive-By Truckers.
Was that Drive-By Truck? Okay, so
yeah.
I don't because I was waiting when I was listening to the Adam's House Cat record, because I was like, at some point Cooley's going to play the trombone, and it didn't happen. So I was going to ask when you bust that out.
I don't think I had enough of a sense of humor in Adam's House Cat to pull out a trombone and play
it. So was that just like an instrument that you picked up, or was it from high school or something like that?
I played, I played in the high school band, like from 6th grade through 9th grade. 2 years of marching band,
Okay, which Trucker song do you bust out the trombone on? I gotta know.
I think it was Buttholeville. So
my God, please!
Of course,
y'all are coming back to LA in February. I'm gonna need to hear that.
God, I hope we're coming to LA. I hope we're going anywhere.
Yeah. It seems to. That's what I was gonna ask too. So the new record, he said, touring starting back up and everything. It seems. Seems tentatively hopeful.
8 weeks and 2 days, but nobody's counting.
8 weeks and 2 days. Yeah, a couple of minutes.
Wow,
something like that.
Yeah.
So the new record is called The New OK.
It is.
It was a surprise release. Yeah, like nobody knew there was going to be a record.
Nobody told me.
Well, we're happy to inform you today. It's
surprise.
They
told me I played on it.
Your album came out today.
Yeah.
But surely the pandemic and stuff, did that inform the writing, the lyrical content of this new record?
Some. But most of it was written, recorded pre-lockdown, except for the title track, I think. That and Watching the Orange Clouds, I think. But like I said, I haven't listened to it. I can't remember what's on it.
Well, it's very good, and it's kind of keeping in the tradition that's been the past few records of being a little bit more kind of explicitly political than y'all have been previously. But it's the interesting thing about it though is that like the thing that because I've always been like kind of like a little lefty shit stirrer type kid, and the thing that drew me to y'all's band, aside from just like the sound of it, was always the inherent political nature of the bands. And so it's very funny that people are just now like, when did they get all political? I'm like, I don't know how you can hear a song like Uncle Frank or Putting People on the Moon and not recognize that,
well, I mean, it was, I can kind of see that. I have a number of theories. I mean, I don't know if it was what was in the song so much as what we said in interviews. Because that was, in the past, I don't think we ever went out and did interviews where we talked about how political the stuff was. And it wasn't right in, it wasn't right in the moment. it was mostly political history, I'd say previously. But I think it's because we just went straight out of the gate in every interview talking about exactly what we meant and exactly what was on our minds, and everybody was so hypersensitive. If we had never, I think we had never said this is a political record, and if you don't like it, you can kiss my ass. I don't think anybody would have picked up on it. But
that's probably true.
And
yeah,
and people who when they don't interpret things as political if they agree with it.
Right.
They only interpret it as political if it makes them angry or it pushes a particular button.
Yeah,
right. And I guess coming from
if it's politics they don't agree with, it's when they interpret it as political.
Yeah,
that's or at least that's when they say, "Well, I just wish they'd keep the politics out of it, man." Yeah, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel like that's a product of coming out of the South, like that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah. But it's also kind of funny that, like, I think that it might just be because, in a lot of the earlier albums, it's a storytelling and there's a bit of a distance to a lot of it. But the fact that people listening couldn't just infer like something, like a song like Uncle Frank, for instance, which is, totally applicable right now in 2020 about a guy who's lost all your 2021. Sorry, I'm so used to saying 2020 now. I keep writing it on all my checks that I read at the grocery store. But the fact that someone couldn't listen to that and just realize like, oh, just add this up to now and it is absolutely a relevant song for whenever. It's like that is not on the artist that you couldn't figure out the politics of this band.
Right.
So to me, it's
do you feel like it feels more radical for like Southern bands and bands that are like really like Lee does the same thing where he kind of like his sound is songs are very informed by the South, where he's like kind of like going through the history of the South, especially in particular like Birmingham, a place like Birmingham, and it's like, do you feel like it's like I don't know, more quote unquote controversial for Southern groups to come out and like be quote political, or
I don't know. I really don't know. I think. I think people may get the idea. Well, especially if it depends on where you're coming from. Right. if you're coming from a more leftist or liberal or whatever someone perceives that to be, it probably catches them off guard because we're so stereotyped and pigeonholed these days.
Yeah.
I am this, therefore I am of this tribe. And then when someone is wearing a different uniform. Mm-hmm. It throws you.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, they're wearing shoes. How can they be leftists?
Oh man, I remember bands coming through to Birmingham and being like surprised at how nice the crowd was. It's like, what did you expect was going to happen? Like,
yeah,
like
they heard about Sid Vicious getting the crap beat out of him, and
oh wait,
I don't know this story.
Well, I don't know it either, but it happened.
I hope it was the Nick.
Was it? Yeah.
I don't know if the Nick existed quite yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh.
Wow, I'm gonna have to look into that. I didn't know that story.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it happened, but I don't know the story as far as the details of where they were playing. Or
gotcha.
I mean, he was Sid Vicious, so he didn't have to come to Birmingham, Alabama, to get his ass kicked. So I don't think that's probably irrelevant. Forget I brought that up.
He probably got his ass kicked in Birmingham, England.
Yeah.
He could get his ass kicked in a room by himself.
Yeah, you have to get your ass kicked in all of the Birminghams. It's tic-tac-toe for that guy. Yeah,
but it's like especially like the Birmingham punk scene. It's like because they have like real punk scenes, and I think
I can kind of remember some of that.
Yeah,
they really
Yeah, I mean, it is. I just remember like these bands coming through to like little punk shows and being like, "Oh wow, you guys in Birmingham are nice." I think it's just like you said, like you find your tribe in whatever city it is, and
sure. I found too, urban is urban and rural is rural, no matter where you go.
Yeah.
That's really.
So
I mean, that's. I mean, well, it's not. It's not ignored, but that is the real divide. That's where it is, and it's and again it's the same wherever you go. You're in LA, you got to drive pretty far, but outside of LA, you're in Alabama, man.
Oh,
Dude, totally. Like you go to Bakersfield, and that is
rural. Yeah. Rural is rural wherever you are.
Yeah.
The only thing that changes is the accent.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we're both stand-up comedians who don't get booked in the big clubs in LA, so we know about Fresno for sure.
Yeah.
What were you saying about Bakersfield? Like this feels like
oh yeah, I was back home in Auburn with my visiting my folks for a couple months back in the winter. When I came back, they hadn't got their vaccines yet, and we heard that Bakersfield had a bunch of them to give out. So I got all my roommates. I was like, "Get in the car, let's go," and drove them up to Bakersfield. And yeah, it was the first time they'd been there, and we were just like, this feels like The Last Picture Show or something.
Sure,
It's crazy.
sure. That was, and it was one of the first things I noticed and learned. And when I first started traveling and going, from coast to coast a few times a year was, I was seeing most of the country looks like where I grew up. It doesn't look like, it's not a cityscape at all.
Yeah.
Right.
So, when anybody comes to, Birmingham or Nashville and says, wow, man, I didn't expect the people to be so great. Well, I mean, we don't have to go far if you want to meet the people you were looking for. 10 miles in any direction, they're there.
Right.
Yeah. I can imagine. So I bet the same thing was true in Athens. That's where y'all all drive-by truckers met up, right? It was in Athens? Is that where y'all?
Yeah. Well, but before that, and this is what I wanted to listen to, talk about, speaking of local scenes, I want to talk about your time in my hometown of Auburn, because I think y'all had the kind of intermediary bands between Adam Southcott and Drive-By Truckers. I've never heard, I don't know if there are recordings. I've never heard any, but I have to know about the two bands that you played in there. And then also with Patterson. And then there was also, I believe, the local White Bread as well. I kind of want to know what was the scene in Auburn, because I was like,
there wasn't one.
So it's still Auburn. Great. Good to know.
This was, early mid 90s. So it's, I haven't been in several years, but no, it's never been, it's never really been a typical college town in terms of the nightlife and the band scene and the,
Oh yeah, believe me, we had to drive to Athens to see y'all all the time, and we would just look around and go, "Why can't we have a quarter of this?"
Hey, the only every now and then I don't know what's going on there now, but at that time, people having house parties was where that's where bands played, because most of the venues, the few that venues mostly booked cover bands and things like that. But it was the house parties. The couple of little bands we got together played. Somebody would just have a party and invite friends and tell them to bring other friends, and you would play. That would
right. Did y'all ever tour with any of those bands?
No.
Oh, okay. It was always just
there's some of the more memorable names we never played a show under.
That's what I was. I think you intuited where I was going.
Yeah. Oh, I knew. Yeah.
I have to. I mean, yeah. I was like,
and I'm ashamed of that.
Yeah.
But nobody. There is no law anywhere in any country that says horse pussy can't sell merch.
Oh man!
Thank you so much for saying.
You could slap that on.
That's my retirement plan. That's my retirement plan.
To unearth the horse pussy demos.
Yeah. I'm ashamed of that. It's like that should have just been what we called a band that played one show. I just want a flyer.
Yeah.
But nobody says we can't sell merch.
How many shows? How many shows? How many shows did you play?
We didn't. Not a single one.
Okay. It's fair. I assume that had to have been either you or Patterson mentioning it in an interview, but it wound up on y'all's.
Oh, it's in the documentary. I'm not revealing.
Oh, that's
anything.
Right. It is in the documentary. Yeah, I was thinking, how did it end up in the Wikipedia article?
Yeah. Hey, kids, here's my advice. Never agree to a documentary unless you're going to be dead when it comes out. Documentaries are for dead people.
As words to live by or die by.
Yeah. And get somebody else to play you.
There you go.
Reenact. Well, I mean,
Yeah, get somebody younger and hotter to play you, even if you're young.
We're adding lyrics to World of Hurt here. There's a lot of more secrets to a happy ending. It turns out.
Oh man.
Oh boy. Well, I was going to ask you this. This is kind of a silly question, but Drive By Truckers is probably the most well-traveled band of your era. I was listening to an interview with Patterson where he said, I believe you guys have played 47 out of the 50 states, just been all over. So we get into a lot of arguments about fast food on this show. And I was gonna ask you this, and this might be controversial. This might, I don't want anybody to jump off the DBT bandwagon because of this question, but I gotta ask you, Milo's, Culver's, Whataburger, or White Castle?
I don't like any of them.
No? What about In-N-Out? That was the other one I meant to throw in there.
I like In-N-Out way better than any of those.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. I love it. That's a.
Well, I mean, what White Cat? It was Crystal for me.
Right.
I know
right.
I've eaten. I probably ate at that White Castle in Nashville, the only one in the South. I think it's been gone now for a while. I'm sure I probably knocked back a few there.
Yeah, that one in downtown, right? Like right off the highway.
It was right off 65, I think.
Yeah.
It was one of the main exits, maybe Demembria and one of those two.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was trying to hit all like four corners with like the Milos, the White Castle, Culver's, and In-N-Out. But
well, I mean, I haven't given Culver's a fair shake. My son worked there for about a minute.
Oh, no kidding.
But I've eaten there once, and I remember it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
My favorite thing, my friend Monica Scott told me she went to one in the Midwest, and they double check with you that you want. They're like, you sure you want everything on it, because they hate flavor up there. So like you actually want all the stuff. It's like, yes, I want all the stuff on the burger, please.
I didn't even have to know where that place was based. I mean, it's like, man, you got somebody just opened a spray can of Midwest and just doused this thing, and I mean that in a good way.
Of course.
It's as Midwestern as some of the most Southern places are Southern,
So speaking of touring, and you're obviously not anticipating the new tour at all, right? Like you're not counting down the very seconds to the new tour.
Not in the last 5 minutes, but
that's a little reminder of the cruelty of the road, I guess. So how long are you guys going out for? Did you say how long are you guys going out on tour? If should it happen, and I'm sure.
It's happening.
Yeah. I got the email this morning.
I know. Yeah. It's,
No, I'm leaving.
Is this like your first big trip out of the house?
We start off, we kind of gradually break into it, but by this fall we'll actually be touring for real.
Okay.
But late July is when we start going out and actually doing band stuff again.
Before this protest you're playing, what was your first show that you played out of quarantine, or have you played a show out of quarantine yet?
It's just solo shows.
Just like acoustic?
Yeah. Just me and a guitar. So that's all I've done.
Oh man. Well,
I actually had one guitar question too. Where did you get that green, strangely shaped Gibson guitar that you always play? I've never been able to figure out what that is.
But I bought it. I'm pretty sure I bought that one at a store in Winston-Salem years ago. I think I'd seen one before, maybe in a magazine or something. It is the ugliest thing,
I didn't want to insult your instrument, but I was.
God.
Every time you pull that out, it makes that line in Self-Destructive Zones about, the shop is full of pointy, ugly, cheap guitars, where I'm like, is that about this instrument in particular? That one's actually kind of cool. I mean, if you're getting right down to just pointy, ugly, god-awful, they came up with it in the 80s. The 80s was pretty pathetic. Everybody was trying to keep up with the times, and the times sucked, and they weren't worth keeping up with.
But yeah, even including Gibson guitars, they made some awful stuff, But so did car makers, so did clothing makers, so did everything makers.
Yeah,
me and America went through our adolescence at the same time. we were both going through our awkward phase at the same time.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, a lot
me and my country.
I hate to think what this phase is. Then, Lord,
that's what I was going to say. A lot of people go through their adolescence now are like, God, this era sucks.
I know. It does. I mean, the only bright side is like, if the 1918 pandemic was followed by the Roaring '20s, at my age, I stand a pretty good chance of being dead before the Depression.
But hey, we're all
that's the bright side.
Well, we're going to be flapping our way out into the out these 20s, man.
Oh, you got to bring the trombone back and do some ragtime.
Yeah, really.
I was going to say, like, after listening to A Fool on Every Corner, is a great live record, by the way. So the first show, you've been playing these solo gigs, man. People in that crowd are like whooping and hollering. I mean, it's like Live at the Apollo, James Brown, like everyone's like losing it. Like, were people losing it for these shows coming back in?
No, they finally chilled out a little bit. It took some doing, but yeah, that was the first year I did, started doing solo shows.
Yeah,
and I don't think the audience adjusted their volume level or their level of enthusiasm to match what I was doing dynamically. I think they came in for a drive-by truckers show, and it took a while for me to go, no, that's not what we're doing here.
Yeah. I was wondering, did you ever have to like kind of adjust them a little bit?
Yeah. You got to train your audience a little bit.
Yeah.
Corporate America calls it training your customers. They literally do. No kidding.
Oh yeah. I will say I was the designated driver this night, but I did see one of your first solo acoustic shows at the Work play, and several of my friends got DBT level drunk for what was just a very beautiful, intimate performance. So sorry on behalf of my idiot friends. Because they were definitely the ones.
I learned.
I know this one. It's like, shut up.
Oh yeah. I know. We learned early on that you can get more people in. You can sell more tickets if they're standing.
Yeah.
But they shut up a little more if you can get them in a seat. For some reason, the mouth and the butt are connected somehow or another.
Absolutely. Yeah. That makes total sense.
I've done a couple of stand-up shows where the crowd was standing, and yes, unruly is the word for sure.
We
love them.
Oh yeah, they're like so supportive. Like at one point, I think some guy goes, he's like, man, play that shit you want to play, and you're like, I will.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
thank you, sir. I will dutifully do what I came here to do.
It was so funny, man. It just made me listen to it, made me miss live shows because it's like they're being so rambunctious, but it's like, oh man, just haven't had the pleasure yet since post-pandemic.
Yeah, you would almost think we just dubbed in like over the top crowd noise as a joke. Let's just see what this sounds like. Let's put Live at the Budokan's crowd on a James Taylor show.
They actually did that for Live at Folsom Prison when Johnny Cash says, "I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die." They added in the crowd going crazy for that line.
That used to be pretty par for the course on most live recordings. They would add some measure of audience. So, but I
always love that story because I'm just like, wait, you want them to think the crowd is all bloodthirsty killers? Like, yeah, you kill that guy.
Well, I'd imagine it's like the same thing with with y'all and like the Dexatines and like Lee Baines, where it's like it's such an outlet for some people. Because it's you know what I mean? Like it's like
me.
Yeah, like
I can think. Like, I can think of 5 off the top of my head.
Oh man!
So I can imagine that's why people just lose it when they see it. It's like some of the most fun shows, because it's like people feel like they found their.
We hold the record for liquor sales in several venues. No kidding.
I think I was at a few of them. A few of them are called Jupiter Bar and Grill in Tuscaloosa. Been at a couple of those.
Wow.
Man, well,
and we're not buying any, so that doesn't even include us. That's just the audience.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I've been seeing y'all since 2004, and yeah, some of those shows, I was just like, I don't know how they're alive, much less playing the best music I've ever heard. It was mind-boggling every time. So, well, yeah. Let's say again, this Saturday. Saturday, May 22nd, you could see Mike along with our friends Lee Baines III and Glory Fires, and of course comedians DJ Lewis and Drew Morgan, who I think are going to be on our show later this week. They're all going to be at Strike Fest. All of the proceeds from this event are going to go to benefit the mine workers who are currently striking in Brookwood, Alabama, over in Tuscaloosa County. And if you can't make it to the show in person, you can go to youtube.com/The Valley Labor Report, and you can donate there. And you absolutely should, because these people are just trying to get a living wage for themselves and feed their families, and they need your help right now. So do anything you can as far as that goes. And Mike, I got to tell you, this was an absolute pleasure. And
me too. Thanks.
It was so fun talking to you, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's do it again sometime, man.
Let's do. I'd love to.
Okay. Oh yeah. We'll do this again in a year or something when you guys are coming back to LA. How about that?
Okay. Cool.
All right. Sweet.
Yeah, man. Again, a huge honor. Love your music, man. Seriously, like it's been just, I don't know. Women Without Whiskey is one of my favorite songs. So
All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. See you then.
Bye.
Take her easy.
Wow. What a fucking cool guy. How much fun was that?
He's the best. What a nice guy. He's just great. One of the greats.
He's great, yeah. So if you can make it out Saturday, May 22nd, out to Brookwood, Alabama for the Strike Fest, definitely do that. Help out those folks. Well, that was just an absolute honor. I can die happy now. But first, are you fellas ready for our jam of the day?
Well, sure.
Woo! I think you're going to know this one pretty quick.
Let me guess. This isn't the Who version.
No. This is Led Zeppelin, baby.
I'm an idiot. I thought it was Limp Bizkit's Behind Blue Eyes.
Oh no, this is
very obviously.
God, why did I not know it was Stairway to Heaven?
I don't even play the guitar, and I knew that. You should know that.
I was like, for a second, I was like, yeah, I'll go with it. The Who covered Led Zeppelin, even though that's crazy. So I'm just as
wow,
much.
how did I not get the first couple of notes of Stairway to Heaven?
I mean, this is Limp Bizkit doing Stairway.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
She's lady who knows. All the glitters is gold. Biloxi.
Song remains the same, y'all. I actually did look at Outside by Stay, and I always go back and look at that one thinking that the comments are not going to be incredibly depressing, and they always are, so I always have to back off that one. But
sure, yeah.
Then it hit
I am currently committing suicide. You're like, no.
Oh, no. But then it hit me. I don't know what happened this morning. I was like sitting there, I was like trying to think of what's like a fucking song that just everybody knows that's, that
famously, Wayne's World is
right. Well, and there
no Stairway.
Millions of comments in regards to that scene in Wayne's World, and then also people not having seen Wayne's World being like, why I'm not allowed to play Stairway to Heaven in the Guitar Center? Why does everyone keep saying that? And it's just like, it's a fucking joke from a movie from 1990. I'm sorry you don't know what this is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
weird cross section. Well, I guess people can. I can see there's a lot of people who've heard of Led Zeppelin who've never seen.
Oh yeah. Oh, believe me. Yeah, there is a that's kind of what I figured. A song with this much, this much reach, this popular, had to have a pretty good kind of cross section of reactions to it. So I figure we'd go down.
I'm really ashamed of myself for not getting this.
I mean,
well, now I really do.
I'm kind of ashamed of you as well.
Now I need to go look at Behind Blue Eyes by both The Who and the Limp Bizkit. And see,
the Limp Bizkit.
See what they say about them. Limp Bizkit 41. But yeah, let's get down into these comments here. Let's get right into it.
There it is.
Yeah. Bing, bing. It was so funny. There were like a lot of comments that I filtered out of just people just being like, yeah, I mean, this song pretty much sucks till about 4 minutes in. You're like, yeah, okay, well.
It's if you watch the deleted scenes from I lost. What's the movie?
Wayne's World.
No, Almost Famous.
Oh,
When
sure,
he-
sure.
and he- like originally, it was like the whole song when he convinces his mom to go on the road. And the way he convinces her to go on the road is he puts on this song and they just stare at each other. And then the mom's like, no, okay. It's like, all right.
It just broke her down.
It's too long. Just turn it off.
The 7-minute song broke her will, and she was just like, "Fine, go to Topeka. I don't even care."
It's great.
Well, yeah, let's get down to these comments for Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. First up, Awesome Sauce from one day ago. The reason I found this song is that I have perfect pitch, and I played a note on my ukulele, and suddenly I just automatically knew how to play the whole song for some reason. And then I found out the name of the song that I had just played.
I fucking hate you.
It's like someone who wrote a very, very popular joke, and they're like, I don't know where it comes from. It's like you took it from somebody.
Right,
and you
right.
Didn't know that.
On a ukulele too. I pretty much invented Stairway to Heaven on ukulele.
It's funny because it was already invented, but then I invented it. You know,
And then I invented Ace of Spades on the kazoo.
It's crazy. I'd never played guitar. I picked it up, and look what came out. It's like that's Smoke on the Water. That's Smoke on the Water. You've definitely heard it on the radio.
No, I
That's
just
Smoke on the
made this up.
You guys, I think I made the best song ever. It's called "Let It Be."
It's about the Virgin Mary.
It's about a bird. She came to me in a dream, you guys.
I wrote this song the other day because my buddy was having a pretty good day, so I wrote this song to him. It's called the birthday song.
I had this idea, and I have this idea, and it's called Salt and Pepper, and it's gonna be me and this other person, and we're just gonna rap.
Oh, see, I was eating a hot cross bun the other day. And I was just thinking about how there should be a song about these rolls. They're so good, hot cross
I
buns.
put my pants on backwards, and I was like, I think I might do this for a while, and also rap. Do you guys jump? I jump.
I'm a genius.
Martina Coutinho from 1 month ago. Today is my 17th birthday, and the first thing I did was to put this song on. It made me so sad to know that I could never live it. Not only the rock and roll, not only the mantra,
The rock, the roll.
but the true form of the human complexity. Those sirs who sing this song are nothing less that human.
This person's for sure killing themselves.
I love that they're
freshman year.
17. Like, it's the most 17-year-old thing. Those sirs who sing this song.
You don't think this is the FBI sending out a
I don't.
baiting? Yeah,
No,
this sounds like an actual.
This is an
17-year-old
actual, because it says those sirs who sing this song are nothing less that humans like us, of us, but who live their life to the fullest. Love and sex and madness and excessive anger and peace. All that I could ask for myself, but fuck it. I will wait till I become old and die. I will be their groupie in heaven. And I was like, oh, you are so 17.
Yeah, that person's for sure overdosing freshman year. No question.
Just like the way,
Oh, I
the
don't
way that high schoolers over ambitiously use language.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
oh,
trying
this
to
is a nerd, I think.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Just being like, all of the beauty in the world, the sex, the madness, I experience it all. And then you cut to them, they're just kind of
The
reading in their
hits.
room.
All the beauty of the world, like sticking a sturgeon up a lady's hoo-ha.
The witchcraft, the magic, Led Zeppelin.
I love this guy. God bless you. Joseph, 2 weeks ago.
Joe, is this you?
Maybe. I'm probably gonna have summer school this year.
It's definitely you.
Y'all please pray for me.
I love that.
Dude,
summer
shout
school
out to the
Zeppelin.
summer school kids, man.
He's on the escalator to hell.
That was like, summer school was always just like I never went. It was just like a legendary place. You're like, you mean you had to go to school in the summer? Like
Summer
it
school?
was just, I don't
take
know.
summer classes in college.
Well,
but
that's
not
duh.
definitely-
That's
that was
easy as
smart.
shit. Yeah.
Interim classes are the biggest cheat in all of
Oh my
college.
God, yeah,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
I did. Yeah.
I'm gonna do a whole semester in 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
And also, you don't give a shit because you're a TA, so I just show up and I get a good grade. Cool.
I love it.
Can
That's the
I
way to
just
do
do
it.
this all year? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did those in college, but yeah, the high school kids in the summer school.
How long did it take you to graduate? 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish someone had told me. I didn't start doing summer school for college until my last 2 years. I was like, you mean I could have fucking done college in 3 years if I'd been doing this shit?
That's how the athletes lights.
Oh, I mean, I was trying to stretch it out. I was taking the electives.
Yeah.
In the summer.
Lightning Scoring Gamer says 1 week ago, who's here after watching the latest Ellen video on hand sanitizers?
What?
Is what?
Who's here after watching the latest Ellen video on hand sanitizers?
Ellen has hand sanitizer videos?
I guess, and they use
Does she have like her favorite one?
Stairway to Heaven?
Does she just like scream at the sanitizer? Clean quicker! Clean quicker! And then someone gets mad at her for yelling at the sanitizer, and she's like, "You know what? I'm just not going to use sanitizer anymore because it's not fun.
It's not challenging. This Purell is not challenging anymore."
Now everybody, let's dance, and I'll go whip my guy who parks my car.
Hand me my sanitizer. I have a secret for you. Do you know what the most dangerous game is? It's people. Run. I have my own island. Would you like to visit it?
Got my own island and a brand new scope on my Winchester. Come see me. Come see Ellen. Now let's dance. Boom, 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 boom. This is boxing from 3 days ago.
The sport?
The concept of boxing. The sport. And I like how old school this is. This is the devil's work.
Love it.
Don't be blind. Slowly pulling y'all in. In the name of Jesus, no enemy or weapon shall prosper against me or his people. Amen.
Did he rebuke? Say, I rebuke you.
Like, take it easy, boxing.
Yeah, take it.
Jesus.
Sure, if you play the record, it says worship Satan and do cool shit. But it's if you play the record backwards, I should say.
That is wild. Like, I remember talking to my parents and being like, their parents did not like Led Zeppelin or the Beatles, and it just seems so tame by the time it got down to us.
Yeah, of course. You're like, I could not imagine being threatened by a 12-string acoustic guitar and a guy with a flute.
Yeah,
it's just
flutes
not.
and what have you.
Yeah.
They're just really into the occult. It's like, what are they doing? Summoning demons? No, they're just like waving sage around, sitting in a circle, smoking pot, and
talking about Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Like, honestly, it's kind of lame.
Andy from 1 week ago. People claim this is one of the greatest rock songs ever written. Nothing heavy about it in the slightest. Slipknot's where it's at, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I love
Andy's
this guy.
right.
I love this guy.
Andy's right, yeah.
Listen to these English idiots fucking sing about Stairways to Heaven and the Giant's Causeway. Fuck that. Slipknot.
Dude, fucking
Slipknot and Monster Energy. That's all I need.
fuck Beethoven, dude. Disturbed. Disturbed rules. Man.
Fucking fuck Beethoven. Fuck Mozart. Fuck Chopin. It's all about Stained, Disturbed, and Godsmack.
Dude, fuck Steve Reich, who some would consider to be the father of minimalism. I like fucking Papa Roach.
Ow!
Like, he knows who these musical icons are, but he's still just like, fuck that. I like Jimmy's Chicken Shack.
Yeah.
Or whatever that band was.
People say that Charles Mingus is the greatest bass player, but no, it's Fieldy, bitch.
People always talking about Dutch Impressionism. Dutch Impressionism. You know what I like? You know what I fucking like? Finger paints, bitch.
It's always Tchaikovsky this, Tchaikovsky that. Fuck that, dude. I like Fieldy's Dreams, the side project from Fieldy from Korn.
Wait, does he have a band called Fieldy's Dreams?
Yes, he does.
Oh, boy.
He raps.
If you build it, they will slap. Just say about Fieldy's Dreams. Preston Williford from 3 weeks ago. Best beginning to any comments I've ever read, by the way. Preston Williford 3 weeks ago. Okay, dickheads. I know you're all.
I'm listening. I'm all ears, Preston. My nipples are at attention. Sorry, Your Highness.
Okay, dickheads. I know you're all sitting there discussing my case between your lawyers and doctors and judges, except you're not supposed to be discussing the case yet because you're not a part of the freaking damn royal lines, and specifically within the Corps, which is called the Guards of the Guards. Mr. Lawyer, you don't want to fuck with my life. Right along with the crown, you are discussing the terms of them to drive money out of me that I ain't got. The woman I think is.
These are the ones that I hate. These are the ones where they just come in with their personal bullshit, and they're like, yeah, what's a song where people will definitely look at this maybe once?
This guy wanted.
We announced their personal grievances.
This guy wanted to say everything.
It's honestly shocking he can have a stroke and type at the same time.
It's all of these.
This is we're not even halfway. The woman, I think, is God's gift to men. But the girl I've been talking to lately, yeah, if I check on Facebook, I mean, she just dropped dead, you know? She cut off my arm. Fine. So all of them just cut off my arm. Fine. Hey, let me ask you a question. I love the guy.
Listen up, dickheads.
The guy who interrupts.
My girlfriend is a broom. She disappeared. Nobody talks anymore because I was having sex with a broom, but she was my true love.
The guy who interrupts himself.
A woman is for a man to use
let
like
me
a
ask
broom.
you a question, dickhead. You see my girlfriend? You can't because she did. Cut off my arm.
He says, hey, let me ask you a question. I wonder if there's other religions out there. There's a demon. I want you to stay away from him. He pays people with my money to do everything as he sees fit to think of. I will think about it.
Well, at least he's worried about our safety. He doesn't want us hanging out with this demon.
I think he's talking about the lawyer still. The demon's got his money that's not his.
He writes the exact same thing on like comment cards at a Buffalo Wild Wings. He writes the same screed.
The normally ethereal Parmesan garlic wings were not up to the standards.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Did you see my chicken wing girlfriend? She disappeared. I cut off my arm because I miss her so much. Now I'm in love with a mop. Where am I? Am I having a helmet? Where's my helmet? I used to play football. Hey, let me ask you a question, dickhead. Y'all ever set yourself on fire? Me neither. I got diabetes.
Wake up, dickhead. I'm back.
I'm back. Stay away from the demons. They got all my money.
Now.
I live here in hell. I live in hell with you with my demon girlfriend broom.
I think this guy lives outside your. He's built his own computer outside your apartment. This is his manifesto.
He's a shanty guy. Arthur from 2 weeks ago. If I ever found out that my daughter's boyfriend loved Led Zeppelin, I will tell her to marry him. I was like, that didn't go where I was thinking. I was like, usually if you got a guy like, if you ever fucking touch my daughter and you like my music, I will say congratulations, asshole.
I will give you my blessing, you piece of shit.
And we will be a happy family. And I will have grandkids. And I will love them very much.
But if someone marries those grandkids, I'll flip out.
Like takes him aside before the prom date. And he's like, listen here. That's my baby girl over there. That's my whole damn world. Okay? I want you to know something right now about that girl over there. If you try anything with her to the tune of Dan Fogelberg, you have my full blessing. I will turn the other way.
If you do anything, and I mean anything, the slightest of anything, I'll be so happy.
I'll be so happy. Bet you didn't see that coming. Then he does a backflip back upstairs.
It's a backflip. I think I just shit my pants. Hey, let me ask you a question.
It's like a dream this kid is having.
These next two people are just not, they're just no fun. Floss B from 3 weeks ago, and this is a bad start to anything. I'm just trying to get my message out.
Uh-oh.
Tell you about hell. Mm-hmm. It's a personalized punishment for your sins. It's not permanent, though. It can be 7 minutes or 70,000 years. If you shoot someone, prepare to feel those wounds and all the emotional pain that you cause. Just as an example, when I went to hell myself, I thought it was permanent, so my 7 minutes there was horrible.
I think he just did salvia.
Yeah, he did. What kind of like lost souls do these idiots think they're reaching? It's like, dude, you are reaching a drunk 45-year-old.
I went to hell once. 6 whole minutes.
Yeah, 6 minutes.
Oh, God.
The length of this song, because that's hell to me.
I came back with the Archangel Michael, and I now have a clueless choir of bad angels yelling at me on rock and roll radio. I should be married and doing in vitro fertilization.
What?
I have a really special brain. My kids would my kids.
I should be doing in vitro fertilization.
This one took
to
such
everyone, not just to my wife.
I
go to
the
grocery store. I go to Ralph's, and I'm just in vitro and everybody I see.
I'm surprised turkey based in the masses myself. I love that this one, like, you think it's going to be like a religious thing, and then it takes a weird turn. I have a very special brain. If I had kids, they would be telepathic, empathic, and have videographic memories. but alas, denied and rejected. I also
Shocking,
did.
right? It's shocking.
And then, like, as if that turn's not good enough, there's one more turn. I also did psyops in Hollywood. I worked on The Good Place and Angel.
So this is someone who has run out of here with pitchforks, essentially.
I mean, I believe that. I believe he's worked on The Good Place. I can believe that.
And he ends by saying, Michael of Big Bull Falls, Wisconsin.
Wow, he's really trying to hammer it in there.
That one just tells a story there, not unlike the song Stairway to Heaven.
If he ever hears that comment got mentioned on this podcast, he'll be like, I'm rich. I'm back. I'm back.
I'm back, baby. Soon to in vitro everyone.
It's a completely uncharismatic.
That's probably why he got fired from The Good Place. He was like, okay, here's my idea for our next episode. I get everyone pregnant with a baster.
At what level of LA burnout do you think like you get to be like, I must be a cult leader, and then you realize you don't have the charisma to be a cult leader?
Not far at all. I've seen several stand-up comedians reach that moment in just my time in LA.
I should be a cult leader, and then they're like, oh wait, no one wants to hear me talk.
Yeah, I mean, they literally, there's definitely an arc of a LA comic who reaches a point of I'm owed so much and I'm so great that I should just have a whole group of people following me, and then everyone hates them, and then they spiral out of control on social media and then disappear.
657 Blue Army from 2 weeks ago. Hey, did anyone here go to see Led Zeppelin at Nebworth in 1979? Were you near that girl who gave a commentary about her bus route earlier in the week? My friend told me to sorry.
Is this just a missed...
this is a misconnection from 1979.
You were really hot. Are you still hot? I bet you are.
I'll tell you what, if we comment lying as if we know what this person is talking about, we could probably get a documentary to make a movie about it.
Let's do it.
Documentary crew.
So the person says that they're asking about, do you remember this girl who gave commentary about her bus route earlier in the week? My friend told her to shut the fuck up, as we didn't come here to hear that crap. We were far up on the hill of that natural amphitheater as the wind blew across 15,000 people, and their sound wavered. It was pretty extraordinary. So if you were the person who yelled at the girl who was talking about the bus route at Nebworth in England in 1979 to see Led Zeppelin, contact the show at The Good Spot, please.
Yeah. Also, calm down.
Do you want them to contact you or the police?
Both. No, I want the police to contact them. I want them to start trolling these for people like our last comment here. Andy Hasbrook from 2 weeks ago. No, those three had no reason to ever come at me. Again, another amazing start to one. Who are you talking about? What's going on? Okay. No, those three had no reason to ever come at me, because I never did a damn thing but respect and admire and respect their boundaries and the sanctity of their homes and bodies, while they will never respect me, just like everyone else. Just more voices laughing at me, and they made me believe I'm not good enough, which I'm not.
Are you only allowed to be on YouTube in prison? Like, what? Is that the only internet you're allowed? Like, you get 3 hours.
I feel like these guys are just, they have their manifestos, and they split it up into chunks, and just put a chunk under a different classic rock
like
song.
The Zodiac Killer.
Yeah.
You got to put the pieces together.
You got to have, like, the special algorithm to hit the right songs where it goes, who? Zeppelin.
I mean, I just don't think you can get reported on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't like reported like he's gonna come after me or he says rude things.
Oh well,
to
we
me.
haven't
It's just-
finished yet.
It's just this guy, you know.
So he says, they made me believe I'm not good enough, which I'm not.
I agree.
But I'll still
Right.
be me, worthless or otherwise in your eyes. But that's my life. You see, even they had a Coke for me when I came.
I like that the solo's coming up as you're...
Yeah. Even they had a Coke for me when I came back, a bowl of weed and shit. What do I have to complain about? And why do you think it's not of them possessing me, but me possessing them, nature, and have no problem being accountable for all they achieve? And they have constantly taken fallout too, and anything else will all be gone. But I collectively agreed in the beginning how shit would work. I laid it out. I'm the visionary. I'm the brains behind the whole internal operation, and that now covers management over everything, over every dimension, in every place, alpha physical and all, kind of that it probably how even know what exists. So you can keep denying that, Christine, and then you can call me. I'll help you.
This guy got fired from Popeyes.
Yeah.
This whole thing is the inner politics of a Popeyes. Christine's the manager. He was the assistant manager. But he showed her how to run everything.
No, I think
that's
this is
definitely like a dictate to text. Like, he didn't write that stuff.
I think this
out.
is Edward after he drinks the crazy Starbucks order. This is what happens to your brain where you say shit like, I'm the visionary and the brain's behind the whole internal operation.
I got 7 bananas in me and I'm skyrocketing into the moon.
A whole mess of crystal meth.
Are you telling me I can't be a rock and not roll? I'll show you rolling.
Jesus.
Oh, boy.
That is...
Listen,
let him
Jimmy,
take us out.
Jimmy,
Let Jimmy
take us out. Oh, buddy. And that is Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. Of course, don't play it in the damn guitar shop. Oh, she's buying. That's our jam of the day.
That's right.
Oh, Christ. Well, this was one of the coolest things ever. So thank you again to Mike Cooley for calling in. Made my life. I got front porch stories now forever.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Oh.
He's a really nice guy. And
Fantastic.
He's awesome,
yeah, that ruled. So thank you all for joining us for that. Of course, if you want to support the fine folks striking at the mine in Brookwood, Alabama right now, go to the youtube.com/the Valley Labor Report. They're going to be doing a marathon stream starting on Friday and going till Sunday. And that's going to include Mike Cooley's concert as well as Lee Baines III, who we're going to be talking to tomorrow on the show. So looking forward to talking to Lee. But in the meantime, Uncle Joe, tell people where they can find you.
I am on all the platforms at Joe M.F. Raines, JoeMFRaines. That's my name with MF in the middle because it stands for motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
He's got the goat fuel in him.
That's
Tell
right.
you
My
what.
tummy hurts, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'm kind of buzzing with goat piss right now.
Carter, where can people find you online?
Carter_Glasscock on Twitter and Instagram.
And of course, the best way to find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. And of course, you can tweet at the show at The Goods Pod. We've got 8 more of these shows we're doing, and then we're going back to weeklies. So we're going to put together a clip show just like Seinfeld. So tweet at me, message me. All my DMs are open and stuff like that. And tell me what moments you want to go on the clip show. We've gotten a bunch of people writing in, and so I'll be very thrilled to put that whole thing together coming up in the next few weeks. But yeah, and the best way to support the show, head over to patreon.com/thegoodspod. Join the Tower of Power. Second best way to support this show is to head over to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Show that attitude of gratitude, and we will see you